There we go. Guys, it's Thursday. Pre-snow shit day. Guys, namaste. God bless. How are you? The calm before the storm. You know, it's not a big deal, guys. Don't get crazy about this snow, man, up here in the Northeast. We get a little bit of a dusting, and you all come to my store and go crazy. But it's all good. I'm here. But guys, hopefully you're having a great Thursday. I got a very important question to ask you guys, and it goes kind of with last night's saying how you living kind of thing. And there's two ways. I've lived both of them, and now I've chosen one that I follow religiously, literally every single day. And there's a natural way of living, hence I'll give you the definition before I head to the quote box: having a physical or real experience as contrasted with one that is spiritual, intellectual, and or fictitious. Sounds kind of the imaginary life that they're avoiding here. But this is the way I live, which is called supernatural. Supernatural is relating to an order of existence beyond the visible. And I lived the natural way for probably the first 45 years of my life. And all it got me was letting the outside world control what was going on in my inside world. That's what I'm getting to. And all of this came to pass from when I read a quote from Bruce Lee, which is really powerful. And I'll go right to the quote box. It's from Proverbs: death and life are in the power of the tongue. It's really, really simple. What you speak is what you bring. What you speak to the world every day, however way you say it, is going to manifest in some way. That sooner or later is going to come to pass because it's how you're feeling. And he noted a very supernatural way of living by your verbiage that you use every single day. I'm going to read it verbatim because it's really powerful, and recommend a couple of books that I've personally read that you don't really see anywhere. It's almost like they're hiding the fact that we are basically gods of our life. We create our self-fulfilling prophecies. I'm not saying walk around and say, John, really, I'm God. Don't bother me. No, well, what I'm saying is you're a creator, man. You have all the powers to create whatever you want. And this is very helpful to those who are not feeling well. A lot of people at work now are not feeling well. And believe me, when you ask somebody, hey, good morning, how are you? The first thing that comes out of their mouth is how bad they feel. Instead of saying, all is good, I'm getting better. And they don't really, but these people, they just really perpetuate what's going on. We all have issues, indeed. But the more you verbalize them, the more you actualize them. So here we go. This is what Bruce Lee said. And granted, supernatural is who we are. We are supernatural beings on this earth, man. And once you guys realize that, you realize how fun life can be by living in this state that you can create basically anything you want. Here's what Bruce said: don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. This is coming from an icon as Bruce Lee. Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. That's a beautiful rendition, what he just put there, because the mind doesn't know if this is a perfect way to create. I love stuff like this. Your mind doesn't know what's real or what's not real. It's how you feel about it that makes it real. This is the beauty. This is what they say: fake it till you make it kind of thing. Actuality of how you're living your life, but the mind doesn't understand reality. And if you guys can do your research on that, it's so true. This is what makes transformation so simple. What you tell yourself is what you bring to yourself. So no matter what you're going through, indeed, create a way of getting through it in the most positive way, and it's going to transform that way eventually. This is a supernatural belief system that we have to be installed or reinstalled with, because we were born into love, unconditional love. We were created through unconditional love. We were born into it. And throughout the years, we were taught not to believe in it. You have to re-believe what you were told not to believe in, that you're a creation. You are a miracle. Every day you wake up is a miracle. If you guys only knew the transformation your body has to go through just to wake out of a sleep, man, you'll realize how supernatural you are. When you start respecting the power that you have, it's going to reciprocate with the law of reciprocity in your life. It's going to create the most amazing things. But let me finish my quote. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy, and they cast spells. That's why they call it spelling. And when you realize what he's telling us is right out of the book from Florence Scovel Shinn, Florence Scovel Shinn, your words are your wand. That was written 100 years ago. And basically, and back then, they believed in that spell kind of thing. And superstition, if you guys want to talk about it. Superstition is crazy. I grew up in an Italian neighborhood back then. I used to wear the big Italian horn with like St. Anthony next to it. And people were like, don't do that, that's bad luck. And I actually started to believe that. But the point being is, every word you speak is your spiritual blueprint. I mentioned this many times on America's Mentor. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. These guys a couple thousand years ago, to Florence's book 100 years ago, to Bruce Lee's quote 50 years ago, all say the same thing. Anybody who's achieved in the upper echelon has used supernatural thinking to create what they wanted in their life. It's a simple fact and a great metaphor to live by in this new year, as a lot of us are going through the resolution kind of thing. I love this way of living, and I can say it wholeheartedly because I've lived on both sides of the coin, man. I've lived on a natural side where I had nothing because I thought life was nothing, and I kept remanifesting that. It's only when I realized the supernatural relating to an order of existence beyond the visible that I was a creation machine. It's something for you guys to really ponder, because who said that? Dr. Joe Dispenza had a great book out, and it's so simple right now. We have all the tools to edify ourselves in the most convenient ways. You don't got to sit down anymore, meatball, in a chair and read a book. You literally audibly can have it running 24/7 in your ear. And that's all I did for like 10 years, was I grasped hold of all these amazing pieces of work on a different side of life from what I was living. And it naturally reconditioned who I was as a person. Indeed, do I stop? No, I still do it every day at work. I still have the pleasure of hours of words from people who understand how creation is never finished. You're always recreating what you want in life. Dr. Joe's book, Becoming Supernatural, is a great book for those who aren't feeling well, mentally, physically, spiritually. It's a great book to audibly just jack in your ear and turn off the television, do your housework, do whatever, drive the car, do whatever you got to do, and let this man explain to you that you are a supernatural being. And it's a great way of living. When you realize you are the creator of everything in your life, virtually you're attracting basically everything in your life by your mindset. And when you realize that, you realize what you're saying to the outside world, because it's going to respond to those feelings and the verbiage that you use on a constant basis. So natural is having a physical or real experience. Is that the way you're living now, in the present moment, how life is all around us with all this stuff going on, watching the news, getting crazy about a few inches of snow? Or you're living in a supernatural mindset, which is relating to an order of existence beyond the visible, hence your purpose, your dreams, your passions, your goals? Are you living with that mindset, or the reality mindset that scares you? Because the reality mindset you're living in that scares you can only bring more things that scare you. Stuart Wilde, many moons ago, I used to listen to him before he passed. I loved his work. He said, if you think life is a pain in the butt, be prepared to get a hemorrhoid. And he noted that very well in his books, that he brought a sense of humor to metaphysics. And it was great on how he showed how life, if you can toy with life by just how you speak to life. You're not speaking every day, you're speaking to the world every day, but you're speaking to an unworld as well. The world you can't see. This is what they're talking about, supernatural. They're saying they're relating to an order of existence beyond the visible. You're speaking to something that you can't see, that eventually you will see. And it's a great way of living, guys. It's a great way of feeling every single day, knowing that you have this chance to go from the so-called natural lifestyle that the majority of people live now based on the reality that they're in, living by that every day, and they wonder why their life never changes, or the supernatural mindset lifestyle, which is relating to an order of existence beyond the visible, hence the imagination, and living in that every single day. I have lived, like I said, many times. I lived on both sides of the coin. I will choose supernatural living and thinking over anything, because it only has brought me exactly what I wanted to bring in life and then some. This is all about a thinking mindset that can only bring you the best in life. If your life right now is not what you thought it would be, is because it's the way you thought it would be. And when you realize that, you realize the supernatural power that we all have. We just got to learn how to use the tool. We have this immense power tool that we use every single day in our daily lives, but sadly we are surrounded by functioning individuals and people in life that have been conditioned to only live the so-called natural life of reality, having a physical or a real experience. When you realize you can create anything you want in this world. It's really easy to explain, but hard to implement in people, because we've been so conditioned to live otherwise. We've been so conditioned to live by the old Italian way. Don't wear the horn with the St. Anthony. It's bad luck, superstition, walk under a ladder, black cat, and all that shit. No, we are our own self-fulfilling prophecy. And I'll leave you guys with this. You have all the power. Remember that. You have the power to heal yourself. You have the power to bring what you want to you. You have the power to change where you are right now to where you want to go. You have the power to bring anything you desire to you eventually in life. But you got to keep thinking about it. You got to keep verbalizing it. You got to keep acting the part, hence your life on the outside in general, and stop living this so-called natural life and move yourself to a supernatural way of thinking. It will bring you the most amazing things, guys. You'll start seeing numbers in sequence. You'll start seeing all these things and synchronicities matching up to your thought process just by a simple change of thought. And if you keep doing that every day, everything in your life is going to start molding around what you're thinking. We're already doing it now. The majority of us are only thinking about wearing a mask, or always sick, or avoiding this person, or fighting with that person. I have to stop myself every single day from going back to that old paradigm of thinking. And it's a battle that I am proud to fight every single day, because that's the old way of thinking that I don't want to go back to, because it only brought me 45 years of what I didn't want in life. It's when I started thinking outside of the box. That's what I call outside of the box. You're stepping out of this closed, encased item of thinking. And when you realize that, life is going to start changing around you naturally. You're going to start attracting different people, different circumstances, different events to match your thought process, but it has to be constantly. A constant thought process of what you want to have, be, and do in life. Only surround yourself with what you want to have, be, and do in life. The people, circumstances, events. Surround yourself with it, guys. Watch the new year change for you, health-wise, your mentality, your spirituality, your physicality, most importantly, because you're going to see that every day with the sequences and events that happen in your life. It's an ongoing process. We do it every day as part of living. All I'm saying is, change how you live, and you're going to change what you bring. So, guys, happy Thursday to you. I got to get some food, man. I got to get ready for work tomorrow and the start of this snowfall event that's happening a couple of days from now. But, guys, America's Mentor _radio on Instagram, at America's Mentor on X, at America's Mentor on YouTube, guys. Thanks for the Jackson views. We have the power, but the problem is death and life are in the power of the tongue. What is coming out of that sewer every day, meatball? Ask yourself the question, man. You get some great answers, guys. Have an awesome Thursday, guys. I'll see you guys soon, man.